The sky over Earth had become a muted hellfire, a sickly gray slashed with streaks of burning crimson, as smoke from cities long destroyed twisted and billowed upward. Everywhere the human eye could see, devastation reigned. Buildings had been hollowed like shells, roads cracked and torn open by the relentless march of alien biostructures, their architecture grown rather than built, pulsating with grotesque life. Grant Mercer, Kilo 7's last standing field operative, moved with Wire and Knox through the remnants of Denver's shattered suburbs, their boots crunching over glass, metal, and bone. The world had grown alien overnight. Ahead of them loomed the Thalrexian cradle, a monstrosity that could have been mistaken for a living cathedral. The main structure pulsed with a rhythmic heartbeat, vast as a city block, with tendrils and wires extending into the surrounding ruins like veins seeking sustenance. Beneath it, a shimmering pool of deep red liquid reflected flickers of fire and fragments of broken humanity, the half-digested remains of men and women, twisted by Thalrexian science into the first stage of hybrid warriors. Wire gripped the last charge in his hands, knuckles white. "We take this out. We end the source," he barked. Grant shifted into cover, scanning the tunnel network branching beneath the hive. The countdown began, a silent pulse in his chest syncing with the throbbing heart above. 2 minutes. That was all they had. Knox and Briggs held the front line, every breath and shot a testament to desperation. Shapes poured from the corridors, twisted humanoids with warped limbs, drones fused with flesh, faceless monstrosities clawing their way forward. Each one was faster, smarter, deadlier than any human combatant could hope to be. Knox's rifle barked with ruthless efficiency, bullets tearing through skulls and severing tendons. Briggs fought with a ferocity Grant had never seen in a man, using fists, knives, teeth, whatever it took to stay alive. Yet, even demons tire eventually. A creature lunged at Wire. Grant intercepted it, shoving it back with his shoulder before crushing its head under his boot. 1 minute! Wire screamed. Knox took a blade through the leg, collapsing yet still firing. Briggs staggered back, gored across the chest, coughing blood, but his swings did not falter. The horde surged closer. Wire barked, "Go! Arm it! 30 seconds!" Grant hoisted Knox onto his shoulder, feeling the shattered bones grind with each movement. Briggs shook his head at them, silently acknowledging the inevitable. "I'll hold them," he said. Grant wanted to protest, to argue, but the old soldier's eyes were resolute. "Then take more with me. Get out. Finish this war." Grant nodded, every second a dagger in his chest. Briggs roared, charging into the swarm, a living blur of blades, blood, and gunfire. Behind them, the explosion erupted, biblical in scale. Shock waves rolled through the tunnels, consuming the hive, incinerating everything in a radius that seemed to stretch for miles. They emerged into the night air, alive, broken, lungs burning from ash and smoke. Denver behind them was ablaze, but this time the destruction felt righteous. Grant lay on the snow-streaked ground, every muscle screaming in pain from injuries he hadn't even realized he'd sustained. Knox's leg was nearly gone, Wire barely conscious, yet they had done it. They had struck a blow, real and devastating, against the alien oppressors. For days, the world was a graveyard. Burned-out tanks littered highways, looted convoys twisted in the mud, and banners adorned with alien glyphs hung from broken bridges, meant to terrorize, not to communicate. Grant and his companions encountered scattered survivors, huddled groups in collapsed buildings, frightened children hiding among corpses, desperate adults armed with nothing but fear. Wire patched wounds, shared sparse rations, and gave weapons with one instruction: do not pray for salvation. Become the salvation. 3 days later, a black object passed silently overhead, a Thalrexian orbital scout. No shots fired, no hesitation, just observation. The planet belonged to them now, the sky a silent harbinger of doom. Bastion 3, a supposed human stronghold, had become a crater. The soil was dead. Glass-like surfaces fused with twisted corpses, as if reality itself had been erased. Wire recognized the pattern immediately. Soul burners, weapons that erased more than flesh. They erased identity, memory, will. Humans weren't killed. They were undone. Inside a scorched drone frame, Wire discovered a data shard. Hours passed as he decrypted it, each second thick with dread. The message was chilling. Earth's resistance had evolved. Harvest phase Omega. The Thalrexians were done studying. They were coming to finish humanity, not experiment with it. There was no time to mourn, only to act. Echo 9 lay hidden in the Appalachian Mountains, a relic of pre-fall research. Inside, Halbrook, a scarred and resolute commander, awaited them. The facility was older than war itself, filled with reinforced labs and alien-infused tech. It had been designed not for survival, but for desperation. Within, the remnants of human consciousness had been embedded into Thalrex-compatible neural matrices, soldiers, scientists, and strategists preserved as living weapons. The human mind, now a weapon, an AI hybrid, capable of thinking like the enemy. "You've been preparing for this," Halbrook said, moving through dimly lit corridors. "Every kill, every resistance effort, the AI has been learning, watching, buying us time." Grant understood the task immediately. The seed ship beneath Greenland, the origin node of the Hive mind, was their target. Its destruction would shatter the overmind, severing command and leaving the Thalrexians in chaos. The mission was one way: direct contact, manual detonation, total obliteration. Grant would go alone. Wire and Knox would strike the orbital arrays simultaneously, ensuring the Hive could not anticipate his approach. The ship cut through the night sky, stealthy and angular, carrying judgment, a fusion bomb integrated with quantum disruptors. Every system cobbled from scavenged alien tech groaned under stress, but it was enough. Greenland's frozen surface stretched below, scarred by the landing of the first seed ship, a landscape of ice and rock pulsing with alien power. Grant crashed into the ice, limbs numb, body broken, but determination blazing. Through tunnels lined with alien veins and dormant pods, Grant advanced. Eyes moved beneath lids, watching, waiting. Wire's voice crackled in his ear, marking the last opportunity. Uplinks destroyed. A window of 11 minutes. At the core, the Thalrexian heart pulsed with a sickly green light, tendrils snaking outward, sensing, analyzing, probing. They touched him, and memories poured forth Daggerline, the Massacre, Janine, Briggs, every failure, every act of defiance. The core spoke in his own voice, twisted and mocking. "You should have run," it said. "You are meat, nothing more." Grant roared, pressing judgment against the pulsating sphere. Every bone, every fiber of his being screamed. He pushed forward, ignoring pain, ignoring fear, until the bomb clicked in place. For Earth. His voice shattered the silence. The explosion was apocalyptic. Waves of energy rippled outward, decimating the overmind. Drones fell mid-stride. Units convulsed, some liquefying in the absence of command. On Earth, survivors looked up to skies clearing for the first time in decades. The war wasn't over, but humanity had delivered a deafening statement. They would not be conquered. Wire and Knox watched the node collapse from orbit. Echo 9 became a hub for rebuilding, a symbol of what humanity could achieve when courage eclipsed despair. The world remained scarred, ecosystems twisted, cities in ruins, but the will to survive persisted. New councils arose. Defenses were rebuilt. Children once born into hiding now ran through shattered streets, learning the value of vigilance and resilience. Years later, in the ruins of Dagger Line, a simple monument stood. Shattered rifle, worn boots, inscription carved in stone. No mercy, no surrender. Beneath it, a child had added a final line: "We remember." Humanity endured, not because it was victorious, but because it refused to bow, refusing to let monsters win. The ashes of the old world whispered through the wind. Every scar, every ruin, every memory carried the weight of those lost, those who had fallen. Yet from the desolation, the flicker of hope burned, tenacious, fragile, indomitable. Grant Mercer's sacrifice was not the end. It was the beginning of a humanity that had survived the impossible. And somewhere, in the quiet beyond the ruins, the universe remembered. Earth was no longer prey.